So I'm Katrina Shankland. I am a state representative, and I am running against Derek Van Orden because we get one chance to take out an incumbent who will be House Republicans' top protect, even though he has failed us over and over and over again. And I am running because we need a battle-tested candidate who has won elections before and who has the experience of not only getting voters, independents and Democrats, and building a coalition to turn up the score in places like Portage County, where I'm from and who I represent, but also somebody who has gotten things done, who can serve as a strong contrast to Derek Van Orden. So you all heard, thank you. You all heard Derek Van Orden is a member of Congress who serves in the majority. Has he ever passed a bill into law? No. He's never passed a bill into law, and you can fact check me. Look this up, because if he introduced a bill with his name first, wasn't signed into law. And that says a lot, because when parties have a majority and there are freshmen who are vulnerable, they typically give them good bills and have them usher it through the legislative process. So it says a lot about House Republicans that they couldn't trust Derek Van Orden to give them some of their best bills to at least pass through the House and Senate, right? So I am a state legislator who has passed 200 bills into law. And when I say that, you can fact check me on that too, because I was fact checked already, and the number just kept growing as Governor Evers continued to sign the bills that I was working on into law. Why is that important? Because if we're going to take out Derek Van Orden in November, we need somebody who serves as the sharpest contrast to him. We all know he doesn't represent us. We all know he loves to yell at teenagers in the White House and intelligence briefings, at the State of the Union, in the Capitol, and in the district at Prairie du Chien at a library. We know that about him. We know he doesn't have the temperament. We know he doesn't have the character to serve in Congress, but he also isn't working for us. He's gotten 0 bills passed into law that he introduced. He wants to gut Social Security, Medicare, and the Affordable Care Act, just like Donald Trump. And on top of that, our farmers in the 3rd Congressional District deserve to know that he wants to shut down $340 million in exports to China, comparing them to Nazi Germany. So if you're a soybean farmer or a dairy farmer or a dairy processor or somebody who just loves cheese, we should all be concerned about Derek Van Orden's track record and failure to serve us and represent us in Congress. But we need somebody who can call him out on that and say, you know what, Derek, you've been afraid to debate. We have Brad Paff here, who literally chased him around in a chicken suit and tried to force him to debate, and Derek Van Orden dodged all accountability. This time we're not letting that happen. So that is why head to debatemederek.com right now, and you can sign up to ask Derek Van Orden to debate me, because we know he's going to run and hide every day of the week, but I'm going to chase him and I'm going to draw him out. He's in his little gopher hole right now. We're going to bring him out. We're going to send him back to Minnesota when we're done. I haven't just passed 200 bills into law. I built coalitions in the Capitol and in the district. So when I tell you I'm going to lower the cost of prescription drugs, you can believe me, because I reached my hand across the aisle and I passed 3 bills into law to lower the cost of epinephrine and increase access to it across the state. When I tell you I'm going to fight like hell for clean water, for those of you who can't drink water from their taps because of PFAS and nitrate and bacteria contamination, you can believe me, because I've passed 3 laws to support farmers with conservation and been a champion on expanding access to clean drinking water by launching a $10 million program with Governor Evers and the DNR to protect and support people who need treatment and new wells. And that's not all. When I tell you I'm going to fight for rural Wisconsin, you can believe me, and I have the election results to back it up. When Republicans targeted me the last 2 times, they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars against me. I didn't just win. I exceeded expectations, and here's how I did it. Wasn't alone. Portage County Democrats turned up and turned out, and we also built a coalition with independents and even some Republicans, including some lifelong Republican voters who did TV ads, radio ads, and mail for me and said, I support Katrina Shankland because when I have a problem, she shows up. She's on the front line solving problems for our community. and that's who I want to represent me. So I didn't just win by double digits in 2020 and 2022, but last cycle, when I was one of the Republicans' top targets, I got more votes than any Democrat on the ballot in Portage County. And that is what we need to flip a district. That Donald Trump may have won, sure, but so did Janet Protasewicz by 10.6 points, you guys. We've got this. We are going to get Derek Van Orden to show up to debates. We are going to hold him accountable on his votes and his lack of values. We are going to make sure every voter in the 3rd and in Wisconsin and across the country knows that Derek Van Orden can go back to the private sector. He can be an actor and a writer. We don't care what, but he is not fit to represent Wisconsin values. There's so much on the line. Democracy, abortion, public education, funding at all levels, including our universities of Wisconsin campuses across the state, especially in our most rural, underserved communities, healthcare access and prescription drug affordability, Social Security and Medicare. These issues matter, and we all deserve a champion. I pledge to you, I will be your champion and your voice in Congress. I am going to work day and night to find those voters in the Democratic Party and the independents and even some lean Republicans who've seen their party leave them. On democracy and freedom, we can win. And that's how I won and turned up the score in Portage County when Republicans partnered me, and that's how we'll win the 3rd. So in addition, thank you so much for my pause. We are going to work for Joe Biden and Tammy Baldwin and Brad Pfaff and Steve Doyle and Jill Billings and Jody Emerson and Jeff Smith. Because not only are every single one of those state legislators going to be top targets of Republicans now, we're going to make sure they go back to Madison and have Democratic majorities. But we're also going to fight like hell for all of our Democratic candidates down ticket who are working hard to flip seats. When I tell you I'm going to be there for them, you can trust me because I was in Monroe County knocking doors every single week in 2014 for Amy Sue Ruink, and I knocked doors in the 96th and the 92nd and the 93rd. Trempealeau County, multiple times trying to flip that district because Trump turned up the score there by 30 points in 2016. And the only way to minimize that is us showing up. So we're going to. And this campaign is built on addition and not subtraction. We're going to find new voters. We're going to find voters who don't always turn out, but will this time. We're going to find college students on college campuses and tell them what Republicans want to do to IVF and abortion and birth control. And we're going to talk about democracy every day of the week. So are you in it? Are you in it to win it, you all? We've got this. We are building a coalition, and I invite you to join me. I, as a state legislator, was in the Capitol protecting the governor's veto as often as possible. Whenever Republicans could potentially call us in for a veto override, I was there. And now that that's all over, I am here for all of you, and I will be with you every single day. So please let me know how I can help. I look forward to seeing you in your own community, and I want to thank you all for what you do. Let's win this, Wisconsin.